Hey guys, my name is Taylor, and I'm going to be showing you around the Soundkit so you can check out from the cage. So the reason why we use the Soundkit is because we have the R44 external recorder. So we plug the microphone into this rather than just plugging into the camera because it has cleaner preamps and records better audio. It also has 4 audio channels you can record from, and it gives you a lot more control on set when you separate the camera from the sound. So you can have one person running sound from the R44 and one person running camera, and it gives you a lot of flexibility on set. It's also really hard to run sound and camera at the same time. So the R44 makes it easier and it gives you better audio than you would get in the camera. Now in the Soundkit, when you open it up, you'll find the R44 recorder here, a windscreen, a dead cat, 2 XLR cables, one is long and one is short, and we also have headphones, a headphone adapter, gaff tape, and a shock mount to mount the microphone to the boom pole. We also have the slate and expo markers. And last but not least, we have the shotgun mic. So a word about this microphone, it's really expensive, so it's important that you keep it safe. And that means not getting any water on it, or dropping it, or throwing it at somebody, or burning it. Just treat it like a small infant child. And don't record any really loud sounds into it either. If you do this, it can damage the diaphragm of the microphone, which is a lot like damaging your ears if you listen to really loud music. So to use the R44, the first step is to put in the batteries. It takes 4 AA batteries that you can get from the cage, and these are rechargeable, so make sure you return them because they're expensive, and we don't want to lose them. So put those in the back of the R44 and hit the power button to turn it on. The first thing you want to do when it boots up is format the SD card. This is to free up space and avoid other people's files that might have been left on the SD card. So to do this, go to Menu and scroll down until you find the option that says SD card. You're going to hit Enter and hit Format. It's going to ask, are you sure? And you want to say yes. And then it'll boot up into the SD card formatting process and take a little while to load up. And then finally, you should be ready to go with a clean SD card. So the next step is plugging in your headphones. You want to plug the headphones into the adapter that comes in the Soundkit, and then plug that into the R44. Now the headphones are used because we want to monitor any unwanted sounds and problems that might happen when you're recording. Say you're on set and there's a hum from a refrigerator in the background. You wouldn't be able to tell on the recorder whether that's present unless you're listening to it on the headphones. So it's always a good idea to use headphones when you're recording. So before plugging in the microphone, you want to make sure that the power's on, and then you can slip on the shock mount so you can attach it to a boom pole later. You can also put on a windscreen or the dead fuzzy cat. After you've done that, you want to plug in an XLR cable into your R44. Now we have the 6-foot one or the 12-foot one. The 6-foot one is better if you're just going to be holding the boom pole on your own, and you don't need to reach very far. The 12-foot one is better if you have 2 people running the sound, so you have one person on the R44, one person on the boom pole. The person with the boom pole can travel a lot farther with the 12-foot. So we're just going to use the 6-foot one, and you want to plug it into the R44 and then plug the other end into the boom pole. Then you can attach the boom pole to the shock mount with your microphone. Now back to the R44. To arm the recording, I want to hit the record button, and then I want to hit pause to pause it so I can check my levels and make adjustments. Now when you're making adjustments to the levels, you want to make sure that, especially for dialogue, the sound is between -24 and -8 decibels on the scale. And to adjust this, we're going to use the knobs on the front. The big knob on the outside is for large adjustments to the levels. So as you see here, when I turn the knob, it makes large adjustments in my levels. Now the small knob in the middle is for just finer adjustments. So now that I have my levels set at where I want them, in between -24 and -8, I can then hit the record button to record my audio. Now when you're recording, it's really important to keep an eye out for peaking. Peaking is when the audio is too high for the recorder, and this is usually above 0 on the decibel scale that you can see on the recorder screen. Now it's important that you stay away from peaking and adjust your levels so it doesn't happen, because it can distort your audio and ruin everything you've recorded. And when you finish recording, you can hit stop, and now you've created your audio file. When you're done with everything, it's important that you put the SD card back into the recorder after you transferred files so other people can use it and you're not stealing SD cards like a terrible person. Now, when you're putting the boom pole back in its case, it's really important you don't pinch the cable at the top in the boom case itself. This is really easy to do, but it can damage the cable, so you want to be really careful with it and make sure it's positioned right and it's not pinching anything and it's not damaging the end of the boom pole. Now, just a final word on the Soundkit. This is all really expensive equipment, so don't just leave the mic on the boom pole leaning against a wall somewhere without anybody watching it, without anyone holding it. It's really fragile and it's really easy to break. So take care of it, treat it like it's your child, don't be careless and don't be unprofessional. So that's just a brief walkthrough of the sound kits we have. If you have any questions on recording or how to use any of the equipment in the sound kit, just ask one of the TAs and they'll be glad to help you out.